Good evening. Welcome to the Dover Selectmen meeting of Tuesday, June 9th, 2015. Somewhat of a light agenda this evening. But the first item on the agenda is to approve the Park and Recreation fiscal 2016 revolving fund. And this is pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 44, Section 53D. And this evening, the chair of the Park and Rec Commission, Chris Boland, and Mark will, I don't know if you're going to talk, Mark, but Chris will give us a quick narrative on what's going on. Please, Chris.
Thank you. So we are forecasting for the year fiscal 2016 revenues of $283,600 and expenses of $262,100, which forecasts a surplus of $21,500. And that would bring the revolving fund balance is forecasted at the end of this year to be $353,579. Increase in $21,500 would bring the balance to a forecast of $375,079.
What was your surplus fiscal 15, Chris? Do you know off the top of your head? Was it 35,000?
33,000.
Thank you. Any new programs into fiscal 16, Mark? Maybe you can speak to those?
We're trying to improve the middle school program. So something we're looking at for the future. So a travel program for the summer for middle school kids. We have a Minecraft program this summer for middle school kids. So it's kind of the market we're trying to target at right now is how do we get those middle school kids.
Great. Well, Candace, do you have any questions for these fine gentlemen?
I'm curious about the travel program. How extensive is that?
Sure, it's a week long, and it's kind of we have a summer playground program that goes till 5th grade, and then once those kids leave, they don't have a program to go. So we're hoping to plan a couple trips, Kimball Farm, do some mini golf, just a chance for them to not be stuck in a program all day, but to kind of take a bus somewhere to travel and go somewhere offsite.
Day trips.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Day trips, so it'd be 3 or 4 day trips for the summer.
Kimball Farms is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
So the program's just 1 week long?
That one there, yeah. So it's kind
Okay.
of testing it out, and
Okay.
we tried it last year for a different age group, so that we're kind of broadening it this year to include the middle school. Yeah, we're gonna try for 1 week and see, and then potentially offer something. We see that we have a lot of middle school kids and something a little longer.
You know, as an aside, you hear about the population in the local school declining. The last couple of years, we've heard that. Your summer camps, how's the attendance in that?
We've been pretty consistent the last few years, and this year we're actually a little ahead of pace than last year.
Good.
For our summer program. So, yeah, it's been pretty level the last few years for our summer program.
And one of the effects also is we've had, over the years, the top line revenue has been trending steadily downward as there's been that decline. But it's also been a rebalancing of our emphasis towards programs and away from just, predominantly the sports. So
Right.
we're not carrying a football program anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not necessarily, a conscious effort to reduce programs, it's just the declining enrollment. But that instead, what we're doing, we're focusing on a more diverse population of programs, which we're hoping will level off that revenue and kind of stem the decline.
Well, sitting in your meetings for the past few years, the comments you just made, I can really thank both of you guys for working hard and really focusing Park and Rec into what I think is the appropriate viewpoint. So you guys have done a great job the last couple of years. Thank you very much.
And a lot of that's due to Mark.
Yep. You're here, Chris. I know Mark does all the work. I'm not confused. Another thing I want to thank you for is I know you're going to participate in the cleaning up of the gymnasium, and I know the floor's being redone, and we're going to work on getting that spiffed up also. But thanks for Park and Rec for participating in that also. I have no further comments.
Neither do I.
Okay,
I
then
much prefer this format. It's kind of easier to understand, so thank you very much. Progress has been made.
Yes.
Okay, then I'll entertain a motion to approve the fiscal 2016 revolving fund forecast.
Second?
All in favor? Aye. Very good. Thank you very much. You're more than welcome to stay, you're more than welcome to leave. It's up to you guys.
Get back on the baseball.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Isn't that running late? Late in the season?
Our next agenda item is to adopt the designer selection procedure pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 7C. Excuse me, is it Chapter 7C? Yes, okay. Sections 44 to 57, I guess, regarding the designer selection for the Carroll Community Center bathroom, which we know were approved at town meeting this past May. And finally, the Protective Service Agency building, which is going to start
Soon, I hope.
soon. And who can speak to this particular matter? Rare?
I can,
Thank
yes.
you, please.
So the Board of Selectmen, when the thresholds are exceeded and we are required to go through this designer selection process, the law is very specific about steps that need to be taken, and the Board of Selectmen always adopts a procedure. This is very similar to the police dispatch renovation. The only real change is that rather than there being an employee committee, that those responsibilities for processing people, architects submitting for this, for these two building projects, that they would be vetted through the town administrator.
I totally agree with that process. It's much more efficient, perhaps, and not everyone probably agrees with it, but from an internal viewpoint, it's much more efficient to do it that way. Thank you for handling that, Dave. Okay. Do we have any type of official vote, or just approve? Okay. As written in the agenda? Okay, anyone like to make that motion?
I will make a motion that we accept the rules as delineated in the report provided to us, to
Okay.
follow for the design selection procedures with respect to the protective agency, building repair, and the renovation of the Carroll Community Center.
Okay,
I second.
very good, thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Great, thank you very much.
You're welcome. So I assume we'll get started ASAP?
Good. Okay, nothing to be signed. Our next agenda item is execute a license for the Dover Automotive on Whiting Road. And it's renewal. How long have they been in place now? 5, 6 years?
At least,
Right.
yes, yeah.
Do you want to speak to the renewal, Greer?
Sure, Mr. Jolly. So Dover Automotive it has expressed an interest in continuing to enter into a license agreement for the coming fiscal year for use of the Whiting Road property. It's primarily for storage of automobiles. None of the details have changed, and in the past, the board has kept the rent level at $400 per month. And he, again, is requesting that the board consider entering into the agreement in that amount.
Past discussions on the rental amount have been that the building is in the best shape, and any monies that we can get for that particular site are found monies. And he does provide a valuable service to a lot of people in the town and some surrounding communities, so I don't have a problem staying level. There was a question at town meeting, though, does he provide the proper insurance?
Yes.
And he does, I can read that, thank you, so I want to reassure everyone for that matter also. This is a 1-year agreement, and so I do not have any comments past those. I don't know if Dennis or Roman, you do? Then I will make the motion that we renew the license agreement between the town of Dover and Dover Automotive for 5 Whiting Road. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great, thanks.
There's a lot of responsibility sitting here.
You'll get used to it.
Oh, it's kind of stressful.
Into the wedding season. Oh, it's stressful. Okay. Very good, as we scoot along. At this time of year, as we're pretty close to starting the new fiscal year, we have a number of appointed positions over at the number of committees and departments in the town, which we actively seek, obviously a lot of volunteers, and continue to do that. Is the warrant committee on this one, by the way?
On the very back.
Or it is one? Good, thank you.
Yeah.
I know I mentioned that last meeting, but over the next few meetings, I imagine, to say the very least, that we'll be handling appointments. But feel free, please, to contact the Selectmen's office if you would like to volunteer for one of these positions. And we can be informative to what's open, the terms, the time commitments, and we appreciate any and all volunteers. Now, does anyone have any appointments this evening?
I do not.
Okay. Dave, you don't? I just have one I would like to start, and that's the recycling committee. And the recycling committee has met, and they want to nominate the following for membership of the committee. A woman by the name of Carol Lisbon.
Familiar name.
Yes, and she's going to fill the remainder of Tracy Bomey's term. Excuse me if I got the last name.
It's Bone,
Bone? Thank you,
Bone,
sorry.
I think, I'm not sure.
So that'll be a one-year appointment for Carol. Carol, thank you very much for that. And additionally, on the recycling committee, Matt Schmidt is re-upping for a new 3-year term. And we need to see, Matt has been on since
2012.
2012, okay. So that he'll be going to the second term. And Chris Paulson also will be going into second term. And Chris will also re-up. So that being said, we'll nominate Carol, Matt, and Chris. And I'll make the nomination. Do I hear a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. That's it as far as my appointments. And again, please, any and all newcomers would be great, and all volunteers are very much appreciated. And we'll be handling this over the next probably 2 solid months, at the very least. And next meeting, the Board of Selectmen will decide who's going to be liaison or representing the board on the different committees and departments in the town. Good, thank you. Okay, I lost my agenda.
Proof conflicts of interest.
Good. Okay, our next agenda item is to approve a conflict of interest in the disclosure thereof. And Greer, are you speaking to this?
Yes, Mr. Dolly. Recently, I was approached by a department head, and he explained to me that the child of one of his elected board members was applying for a summer position. The department head and his assistant sanitized all the information from the applications. So this was a blind selection process, and in fact, that child was selected as one of the people that they would like to hire this summer. Under the Conflict of Interest Law, Chapter 268A, it is required that where there could be an appearance that, or it could be argued that the elected town official could have an indirect financial interest in this occurring, a certain form needs to be filed, a disclosure form, and approved by the board. So we are asking that the board this evening, under Section 20 exemption of the Conflict of Interest Law, approve naming this public official as a special municipal employee.
So the public official fills out that disclosure form and we sign it after the fact?
The form is prepared, and if approved by the board this evening, will be signed by that
Okay,
official and filed with the town clerk.
okay. Is there a time frame they have to file that by?
Well, in advance of the
Appointment?
child,
Yeah, okay.
right,
Good.
being hired.
Okay, thank you for that explanation. Any questions, Candace?
No, I don't.
Robin?
No, I don't either.
Okay, and Dave, you have no issues with this conflict of interest at all?
Waiver.
Good.
No, the appointing authority, Mr. Dolly, I'm sorry, I did not say, is in fact the department head. It's never been that elected board. So, you know, it's not something where, yeah, they have no involvement in the selection.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And nor the appointment.
Mhm.
Right,
Mhm.
so the department head or underneath made the choices.
That's correct, and will, and has always and will in fact appoint with the board's approval.
Okay, very good. So we just have to vote to approve the conflict of interest disclosure.
Yes.
Right.
So-
So I'll make the motion that we approve the conflict of interest disclosure.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, very good.
Just you.
Usually I've seen all this stuff already. Okay. Good, thank you. Very good. We now have special licenses on the agenda, and we have one special license this evening.
It's to approve our own special license.
Very true.
Do we need a conflict of interest waiver there?
Well, as long as the chief signs it before.
Okay,
we
we're
do it,
good, all
I
right.
think we're okay.
Did he sign it? Good.
Yes,
All
I
right.
had worked with him on getting the tip certified
Bartender.
server.
Server.
So I'll make the motion that we approve Wednesday, June 24th at the Dover Library from 6 to 8 p.m. Again, the chief has looked at it and approved it. Do I hear a second on that motion?
Second.
All in favor? Very
So you
good.
sign in the middle.
You all sign.
I was thrown for a while, for 2 years I've done the bottom line and it's just,
We'll have a contest as far as signatures, just so you know, Candace. That's much too nice, too. So that'll have to change. I can read that. That's not.
oh no.
Oh, no, that won't do.
Okay. Next agenda item under other business is a reserve fund transfer from the Conservation Commission. Dave, you speaking to this, or Greer?
I can.
Please.
I was recently approached by the administrative assistant to the Conservation Commission, and at the end of the fiscal year, there's better indication of the amount of services of their wetland specialist and the conservation agent that are used. It's really dependent on, what the Conservation Commission has dealt with over the year, which is not predictable. And in fact, they are requesting an additional $10,000 in order to meet the invoices for those specialists in fiscal year 15.
Did we have prior notice for this? I don't recall one.
I don't recall.
No, and it's really, I'm not sure if this is correct, but I believe that the billing only occurs biannually or quarterly, so it's really hard to know,
Candace,
particularly in the springtime.
Right, it is hard to know. The other piece I wanted to say is that we were asked to certify the vernal pool at 46 Springdale. So a part of this was to handle that certification, and in finding that one, we found a second vernal pool, not on that property, but another place in town. So 2 certifications of vernal pools have been a part of this fund. We never know exactly what it's going to be, and some of the invoices are coming in for this work that's taking place just in this last 6-week period of time.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Doug Lawrence from the Warrant Committee is here this evening. Doug, when do you guys meet next, do you know?
July 17th.
Is that going to pose an issue here? No? Okay,
And just to clarify, all these invoices were for FY 2016,
Right.
based on the
right.
Great.
Okay, so that will not pose a problem in the Warrant Committee not meeting prior to the end of the fiscal year.
There.
Legally, we don't close the books until July 15th, and we generally don't get the work done until October, so we've got a long time.
Okay.
I'm sorry, if I may, do you expect any other invoices coming in from the wetlands specialist, or is his or her job?
My understanding, Doug, is that in fact they're hoping that the bills with the invoices will come in ahead of the 1st of July. And I believe that this will cover all of that, the expectation. Right,
Terrific, thank you.
right, thank you.
Thank you, Candace.
Mhm.
So I'll make the motion that we approve the request for transfer from Reserve Fund, $10,000 for the Conservation Committee. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good, thank you.
You're a busy man tonight.
Thank you, Doug.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Okay, as we move right along, the next agenda item is to approve the May 11th and May 28th meeting minutes. So now we look at the 11th.
So this gets tricky because I wasn't at the meeting.
Right, but you can still, if I'm correct, you can still vote on it. Is that correct? Yeah.
Okay.
I know there was a small change in this one. I'm trying to remember what
The
it was.
first line change, we took out chairman.
Ah,
It was
thank
one
you,
chairman.
yes.
Yeah,
Is that the 11th or the 28th?
That's the 11th.
11th.
Ah, yes, thank you, Mona.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I have reviewed
You got-
these.
You got your big title the next time.
Okay, okay.
Don't let it go to your head.
I have no corrections or additions for the May 11th meeting minutes.
Neither did I. So, do you want me to make a note? Okay.
Candace is still
Oh,
reviewing.
I didn't know.
I have, so I have nothing to change.
So she can vote on it? Okay.
I'm not
So
sure.
I make a motion that we accept the
All right.
the minutes from the May 11th, 2015 meeting as presented.
Good. Second?
All in
Oh,
favor?
a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good, thank you. Let's go on to the May 28th meeting minutes. Reorganization of the board. We filled the vacancy of the planning board that evening with that Mrs. Lisbon.
Mhm.
We're filling up our free time.
Yes, we are.
And that was your first meeting.
Mhm, It
Candace.
was,
Very good.
it was.
And we approved casual attire, although
That- yeah,
Mr. Ramsey is not following protocol.
That's right.
This is as casual as the administrator's permitted to get.
I have no changes or additions to May 28th.
Nor did I.
No, neither did I.
Then I'll make the motion that we accept the meeting minutes as written on May 28th, 2015.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. Lastly on the agenda is my favorite citizens' comments. Mr. Lawrence, anything this evening?
I don't have any comments at this time.
Okay,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
you're welcome. Candace?
No, I have no comments.
Robin?
I have no comments.
Well, my only comment is, Candace, I hope you're getting a little more comfortable in the role as selectman, and again, thank you for coming on board.
Thank you. Love it.
And hopefully we'll have a nice smooth summer versus last year. Yeah, okay.
Right.
And my other comment is on, what's that, Wednesday? Wednesday evening, June 24th, from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Dover Library. We'll have a little celebration for Carol Lisman's years of service and continuing years of service to the town. So the Dover Town Library, Wednesday, June 24th, from 6 to 8 p.m. Please feel free, any and all, to come in and say hello to Carol. And with that, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's it, thank you.
Nice job,
Good night.
Mr. Sheriff.